Welcome to S&G. Here with my buddy Doyle. What are you messing with there?
You know what? We're getting ready to start putting the drain plugs in and make this thing wet. And drain plugs are kind of ignored by most people. Stick them in, pull them out, and they're an important diagnostic tool.
Amen.
Little magnet on there,
right.
Little metal on it. So before you put them back, you want to make sure they're nice and clean.
Yeah.
And put.
I noticed you changed the O-ring.
I'm going to change the O-ring. Got to pull that thing off of there. And I don't know, you can see that on camera. That thing is terrible. Got squeezed. It's a mess.
Let me see if I can get this where they can see it. There's an O-ring on these plugs, unlike some of the other ones. But if you can see that, might as well. It is, and I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's smashed and it needs replaced. So good catch there, Doyle. Good catch there.
So we got a new one going on, and we kind of cheated and did a pre-fit and a pre-check to make sure we had the right one by screwing her up in there by hand and seeing that it went in and filled the chamfer but didn't get squeezed out. The chamfer in the bottom of the plug receptacle where that O-ring sits and gets squeezed. So you want to make sure you're putting the right size in.
Gotcha.
So it doesn't leak. Hand tighten it up in there. And then we had the great torque debate.
The great torque debate. Oh my gosh, yeah, we were looking up torque specs, and I don't have a manual, and I just did a video on free manuals. This is the one that they didn't have a manual for, so I'm going off of Google, and when you look up Google, people are talking inch pounds and foot pounds. It was all over the place. So
5 inches.
We're gonna go with inch pounds first. If it feels like it needs tightened more, we'll do that. Because I'm willing to bet most of this stuff, if you've wrenched enough, you're gonna feel when something's good. I wouldn't feel on major parts, components for your engine or your wheels or brakes or things like that. But an oil drain plug, I think we'll be okay. We'll know when that rubber crushes, and we'll go from there. And then once we get that tightened up, we're going to go ahead and take this. We won't bore you with taking off this derby cover. We'll pop this derby cover off. I hope that I have the O-ring for that, if it's an O-ring. I think it is. And we'll go ahead and put in, I think it's a quart. We'll do a little drawing of how far you should fill it up, and then that'll be the. By the way, this is the primary fluid, so plug is right here, and then we'll start filling fluids on the other ones. So we'll catch you here in a few. All right, Doyle. So we took off the derby cover, which had five bolts. Took that off. This derby cover, thank gosh, because I didn't buy, has a nice O-ring gasket, and that's in good shape. We're going to reuse that. It looks good. It's not marred up. So we call for 32 ounces of primary fluid when it's dry. So maybe it'll take 30. I think 32 probably be fine. But if you look at the height you want to do it, I'll make this camera get small and we'll show everybody. So if you can see this ring, the shiny ring here, as it goes down, you want the level to be up to that shiny ring a little, just right where it starts to be into black is where you want to have it filled at. So we'll be looking down into here as we're pouring, and we'll get that filled up. We ended up taking the torque spec of the drain plug and went 14 foot-pound, right?
14 foot-pound.
And then when we put these back on, we're going to go to 100 inch-pounds when we crank the derby cover back on. So right now we're going to start to fill up, and we'll be back. All right, so we're going to go ahead. We happen to be using some Bel-Ray, and we don't sponsor anything. We just use what we have. Bel-Ray is good. There's a lot of good ones. And this is a quart, I think, right? Should be 32
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 1 liter.
So it's a little more.
A little more, so. Okay. 32 calls for dry. We're gonna look at the level anyhow. And I'd rather have too little than not enough, or too little than too much, at least for starters. And what I'm gonna do, got a rag here somewhere. Oh, you're good. I'll look and see. Looks like we need some more. I'm gonna bring it right up to that ring we were talking about. And in your Harley manual, tell you everything you need to know. She's just touching right there. So I'd say I'm gonna use this whole thing.
One liter.
There you go. It's right where it needs to be.
Perfect.
Pretty good. Okay. So what we'll do next is we'll have Doyle put the derby cover back on. And how are we looking? You want me to clean these up for you? I'll tell you what I'll do. Let me clean these. We'll put a little blue Loctite on them and go from there. So we've got some blue Loctite on 5 of those bolts. He's going to torque them to 100 inch-pounds in a star pattern so he doesn't bind that cover. And we'll be in business.
Snug them first.
And the only real difference between this and a 88 cubic inch or an Evo is just check your capacity of your primary fluid, how much to put in. The gaskets switch up over the years. So get new sets of gaskets. If you have this O-ring gasket, I have reused them actually quite a bit and have had pretty good luck doing that. The paper ones, I'd recommend you replace those. My old Evo's got a paper one, and I replace that one every time I change the primary fluid. But so that's really how you do primary fluid. So that's pretty basic and simple. So if you have a chance, smash that bell, step on that butterfly, and oh, we got our buddy PR.
The wizard.
The wizard's calling. All right.
Excuse me. Hey, PR.
Peace. Have fun. We are. You ride them, wrench them, and but only if you want to, or something like that. Have fun. See ya.
I did drive up